Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory Map Tours. Today we're going to be looking at Snake Ghost Town, which is the sort of revamped version of the original Ghost Town map. Snake has made some really good changes to the original map to make it a lot more balanced and a lot more fun to play. Um, the original map is it is a fun map, but it was kind of imbalanced. Uh, Definitely Merc sided, if you ask me. The spies had to take 4 objectives, and they're all kind of close together, so it was relatively easy for Mercs to kind of be on top of everything. And Mercs also had access to the roof on the original version, so coverage was pretty, relatively easy for the Mercs. Compared to what the spies had to do to get the objectives. It wasn't impossible for spies to win, but they had to really be super aggressive and really get those KOs to get objective hacks. On this version, you still have to be aggressive, but there's a little bit more opportunities for some stealth as well. So we'll get into it here, but let's load it up. So the spies on Ghost Town spawn way in the back, out here in the forest. You do have to sort of make your way over to the main map. And on this being a custom map here, there is no tactical map to look at, but we can look at a few of the areas here. So there's the supermarket building, there's a break room, there's a restaurant, there's a garden, and then there's the storage building. So those are kind of the main areas to look at here. And Snake added this zip line outside of the area in the spy spawn to get into the map. It does kind of expose you to use this zip line, so you have to be careful when to use it. You can drop onto this Merc spawn building, as I'm doing now, or you can also continue on to get onto the garden building. But let's go ahead and point out all the main buildings here. So this over here is the restaurant building, which has a computer terminal objective. Back here is a break room, which is sort of like a little unlockable area for the spies. Just gives us some extra mobility. There's a med kit back there. This outside area is the patio, which has a computer terminal objective. This is the garden building, which has another computer terminal and also a disk to grab. Coming over to this side of the map, there's the supermarket building, which has a computer terminal. And then over in this corner of the map is the storage building, which has another computer terminal and the disk capture point. So that's where you would bring the disk to. So those are kind of the main areas, and we can kind of look at each area one by one and then sort of get into the details as we normally do. This middle building is where the Mercs spawn. They both spawn in there. Coming over to the restaurant, just like a little dining area in here. This is your computer terminal. These are all 14-second hacks, which has been increased from the original. I believe I did mention that the original map you had to take 4 objectives. On this one, you take 3 objectives as the spies, but the hack times are a little bit higher on every computer terminal, so you do still have to put a lot of good hack time. So you'll have a lot of sort of hit and run tactics on this map because all the objectives are pretty close together. So you're not really going to be able to get all of an objective in one go. You're pretty much going to have to take a few seconds here and there, run away, and then come back and finish it off later, kind of a thing. Pretty common tactic on this map. There's this little side area which does have a med kit and some ammo for the Mercs. There's a window that you can shoot out right here and allows you to kind of jump in and out of this building. Continuing through the restaurant, this is sort of like the back little area here, which leads to the patio. The patio has another computer terminal to hack out here. Back through here is the break room. So as you can see, it is closed off right now. And there's also a little vent right here, which is also closed. We are able to unlock that as the spy with a panel hack. So it just kind of gives you a little bit of extra maneuverability. That hack used to be a lot more important, in my opinion, on the original version of the map because once you unlock that, that was what got you the ability to enter the map from this side. That has sort of changed on this version of the map, as there are other ways to get up there now. But let's keep moving on. This is the garden building over here. So in the garden, you have another computer terminal. And then you also have a disk that you can grab, which you would then return to the storage facility. Let's just go ahead and grab the disk for now. There's definitely some ways in and out of this building. And then over here we have the supermarket building, which has another computer terminal objective here. This is the main objective here. You are able to access the roof with this pole. This was changed from the original version by Snake. This used to be a ladder, so the mercs used to have access to this, to the roof, but now it is a pole, so only spies can get onto the roof. Coming through here, this is a back area with a med kit and a flickering TV, and we got a little car in a garage here. Coming through the back, this is actually an entrance into the map from Spy Spawn, which we'll probably come back to. And then this is the break room hack over here, which let's just go ahead and just get this open. It's only a few seconds to open it up. And this will unlock that area over by the patio, so we can go explore that later on, but that has been open now. And then we get over to the last building over here, which is the storage building, which we have another computer here, another 14-second hack, and then we have the disk capture. So let's just go ahead and capture the disk. This is where you return it to. So that is the sort of main layout of this map. Again, pretty small, kind of almost similar to something like a polar base in the size, I would say, but definitely kind of plays differently. We'll kind of get into the details and everything here, but let's go ahead and get back into the Spy Spawn so that we can kind of look at other ways into the actual map. So that's the zip line that we took. Again, it's kind of lit up at the top, so be careful when to use that. This box has been added by Snake, so you can just kind of hop up on top of the storage building. So this is one way to get into the map. Let's just go over to the other side first, and then we'll probably come back to this side again. But over here on this part is another box that has been added by Snake, so you can get up over this wall over here. I should also point out that this wall used to be a chain link fence that you were not able to shoot through as the mercs. So it was really awkward. You could like see the spies running around here, shine your flashlight at them, but you couldn't shoot through the chain link fence. Just really was kind of a clunky fence, if you ask me, because not only could you see the spies and not shoot them through the fence, but also you were able to see where the spies were infiltrating, so it gave mercs even more of an advantage because they could just see where the spies were headed to and then just kind of adjust accordingly. So it was just a lot easier for the mercs. The solid wall was one of my biggest suggestions, and Snake did in fact implement the solid wall. So thank you, Snake. Moving over here, so this is the part of the wall that is a pretty big change from the original because you are now able to get on top of this wall to get on top of the restaurant. You used to have to, on the original version, use a co-op. This is a little co-op spot which you could boost each other, or you had to get the break room hack to get onto the roof, which we could actually just look over since we did unlock that. Let's just go over there and take a look. But the ability to get up onto that building is a big boost for the spies, in my opinion, and I think for the better. This is the break room vent that we hacked open. So you used to be able to hack that open, and then this was sort of like your way to get into the map. But you had to unlock that panel to do this. Now you are able to get on top of that little wall to get up here, so it just gives a little bit more freedom to the spies. And then this door also got unlocked right here. So now we have access to the med kit from like the patio. So it is still helpful to open up the break room. It's not like completely pointless, because if you're over here hacking this patio, when this door is closed, you can really only kind of run into the restaurant or try to get up on top of the restaurant, or maybe dodge and try to get into the garden building. But you could get kind of hemmed into this area as the spy. Now you can run back here, use a medkit if you took some frag damage, and then escape through this little hole in the wall to kind of get back towards the spy spawn area. So that is quite useful still for just extra mobility, extra options. You always want extra movement options as the spy. Moving over to the garden building. So if you get in here, so we already took that disc, and these windows used to be just standard windows that you could shoot out. Snake has made them bulletproof, so now you're not as susceptible to frags while you're making the hack on the garden. It used to be that, mercs could just shoot out the windows and just pretty much launch frags from multiple angles here to get to the spies. Now they have to shoot through this door in particular, or I guess, that door or that door on the other side here. But it's just a lot more cover for the spies because a lot of the mercs are floating the middle of the map. They're trying to cover all the objectives, and they really have to hit this little door to be able to frag into the garden. So you're a little bit safer on that garden hack. If you climb up here, this is going to lead you onto the roof of the garden building. We pointed out earlier that the zip line does come all the way to this building. And then you can also make this jump to get on top of the supermarket. So you can kind of go back and forth. I believe I mentioned before this pole, which is now a spy-only access. It used to be a ladder. But that does give all of the roofs in this map, it's only for spies. Mercs can no longer get on top of the roof. So mercs used to be able to get up here, and then, as you can see, they got quite the vantage point. They could look at storage. They could even launch frags all the way over to the restaurant over there. You could even hit the patio if you launched frags from this spot. So they just had really, really good coverage from this roof. Now the roofs are entirely available to the spies only. So as the spy, you really want to use the roofs to your advantage. When you're up here, it is also pretty dark. Just this whole map in general is pretty dark. So again, we've really enhanced the stealth aspect of this map by making only spies able to get on top of the roof. Let's go ahead and drop down. And going in here is the objective for the supermarket. Again, here's that pole. Just a couple of things. There's like a little fire extinguisher that you can shoot to try to blind mercs. Another big addition to this map that Snake has included is the shutters, similar to the Steel Squat map. Quick hack, just a few seconds, and this is going to activate some shutters on this window. So kind of similar to the garden, where, again, mercs just had the ability to just frag like into those windows of the garden. The mercs were able to just kind of frag into this window, and they still can unless the spies make this panel hack, and it does give you a good amount of protection for a good amount of time. So that is really going to help with the supermarket hack. It does kind of give away that you're about to hack supermarket, so a lot of mercs, when they see that little hacking prompt, because there's only the supermarket and then the break room hack just around the corner over here, that's the other panel hack, they know you're basically in this corner of the map because both hacking panels are over here. So if they see the hacking prompt, one of the mercs is most likely going to head over here and investigate this area, and if they see those shutters coming down, there's a good chance they know that you're going to start going for the supermarket. Of course, you can use deception and make that panel hack and then try to go for a completely other objective, like over by the patio or something like that. So, use that to your advantage as well, not only to protect yourself, but to kind of deceive the mercs as well. Getting into the back of this supermarket building, we have this room, which is pretty much called like the TV room because it has this flickering TV. You are able to shoot it out, which gives you a little bit of extra darkness. And you have a med kit over here. This was moved from the garden over to this building, so that is a pretty big change, and again, I think for the better. And then heading over to the storage building. Not a whole lot going on in here other than what we've already seen. Just your computer objective, the disk capture. We are able to get on top of this now. I think I already pointed out with the box, so just another vantage point to do cams and things. It is really dark in this part of the map, so you can kind of use that to get some little ambushes, cams, necks back here. And then another key thing that Snake has added per some requests is this little underground tunnel. So if you're in the spy spawn, you can take this little tunnel, and it goes all the way back to the back of the map behind the supermarket. So this is going to give you a much stealthier infiltration instead of having to expose yourself, just jumping the wall and running to the back. This just gets all the way to the back. You got a couple little cardboard boxes covering this spot, and then now you're back here, back by the hacking panel for the break room. So good little infiltration spot. You are also able to jump up here to get on top of the supermarket. And, that's pretty much the whole map. It's not a huge map. And it is a pretty fun map to play. With these changes that Snake has made, it is a lot more balanced. Just pointing out just a couple of the other, things that were changed. This hack was relocated because it used to be up on top of the roof here. So there used to be, again, the ladder that came up to the roof, and then there was a computer terminal that has been moved to the storage building. And then it used to be the storage building had the disk to grab in there, and you had to return it to the garden, and that has been reversed. So now you have to grab the disk from the garden and return it to the storage. So the storage building has a lot more play now on this version of the map, which does balance out the map, because now the mercs have to really cover this corner of the map as much as the other sides, because you didn't really have to pay attention to storage all that much. On the original version, it did have the disk to grab, but really you're defending the drop. So all of the mines and defenses would be really in the garden building. If you mined up the garden building, it was really tough for the spies. Now they have to actually put more defenses on the storage building and watch the storage building a lot more. So it's a really, really good change for balance, in my opinion. Talking a little bit of strategy for this map. Kind of already gone over some of the tactics, but again, as spies, you are really going to have to be aggressive. So you are still going to be wanting to go for cams a lot. You're going to be wanting to go for drop attacks, necks, just aggression, distraction, keeping the mercs moving around. You really want them ping-ponging between the storage building area and the patio area. So you want to keep them, running back and forth. One mistake that I have seen people making is taking the storage building first, the computer terminal first, because you are now going to have all the objectives more towards this side of the map. So I think it's best to wait on storage until you've hacked another objective, just so that the mercs have to continue to watch the storage building, and it kind of stretches them out a little bit more. So that's my opinion. Try not to hack storage computer first, unless you have, a plan in place where the other spy has, something going on over here at the same time or something like that. As the mercs, it is kind of a general strategy so far to have one merc sort of floating, around this area between the restaurant, patio, garden, because, obviously that's 3 objectives there, and the disc capture is in the garden. So this is a pretty important corner of the map. And then one other merc is most likely going to be floating somewhere around storage and the supermarket building. So they can kind of look at those and then also help with the other areas as needed, because obviously it's not a huge map. So one merc can just call the other merc over for assistance and back each other up. You do have to kind of rapidly respond if you see one of your mercs go down from a gas cam or a drop attack or something. You do have to kind of rapidly respond. to make sure that those objectives are not remaining vulnerable while your partner is down. So that's Ghost Town. It is a really fun map. Some really, really good changes have been made by Snake, so it's much, much more viable, much more balanced, and it's a good time. If you guys are liking these videos, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next time.